Hello everyone, it's me, Anthony Coach, a guitarist on YouTube. At my channel, this guitar channel, where we don't just learn how to play solos, we steal them and take it on board and use it in our own music. Since this is a shred guitar channel, yeah, I talk about lead guitar and guitar in general, and guitar theory, music theory. At the heart of this channel, it's shred guitar. So with that in mind, I'm going to talk today about the greatest shred lick of all time. That's right, if you did a poll asking guitarists what they thought the best shred lick was, this would be possibly number one. There's other contenders, but I think this, especially in the metal world, this would be number one. I think that there are three reasons why this shred lick is the greatest shred lick ever recorded. If you think I'm wrong, let me know what you think is the greatest shred lick down in them comments. And we're going to talk about the music theory behind that lick. Because there is a lot packed into that short, repetitive phrase. Let's get started. So the song Tornado of Souls, Megadeth, from the album Rust in Peace. If you haven't heard the album Rust in Peace, go and check it out. Do yourself a favour. If you're into shred guitar, it's a masterclass. It's a blueprint of modern shred guitar. It pushed those boundaries even further. But the cream of the crop, in a lot of people's opinions, for guitar licks, is that one moment that Marty Friedman plays over this song, which is in B minor. But this part of the solo does something a little bit different. Let's have a look at the riff that is played under that thing. Here's the riff. That's the riff. B5, G5, E5, F sharp, A5, F sharp 5, A5. So the chords themselves are ambiguous because they're just power chords. You know what power chords are, sometimes referred to as 5 chords. So I could call that a B5 chord because I'm playing a B and I'm playing 5 notes higher than it. And then I'm playing what was it? G5. And so on and so on. They don't contain a third. So how do I know what key this piece of music's in? The chords themselves don't contain thirds, but the actual context of the power chords that I'm hearing, they're telling me that this is in B minor. It sounds like there's the full stop. That sounds like a full stop, but then I also know a bit of music theory, and I know that all those root notes, they're contained within the key of B minor. Okay, and I know earlier I said I've got 3 reasons why I think it's the greatest. Number one is the music theory that is actually contained within the notes that he's picking. Over that B5 chord, he's playing this thing. That's an arpeggio. Let's get a little bit closer. He's playing a B, a D, and an F sharp. What are the notes B, D, and F sharp? They are a B minor chord, root, flat and third, fifth. So over that B5 chord, which doesn't contain a third, just the root and the fifth, he's playing the third. He's playing a B minor chord. With a little variation. He's adding in a G, just because that creates... It sounds good. Sounds good. You don't have to be so strict. The lick doesn't have to be... You can add whatever you want. crazy variation you can come up with. That's all he's doing there. He's created a bit of a theme, but more on that later. Over the next chord, so he's gone over the G chord, he plays this lick. What are those notes? Well, let's have a look. G, D, and B. Put those in the ascending order, you end up with G, B, D. So over that G chord, that G5 chord, it's playing the notes of a G major chord. G major is definitely in the key of B minor. Then something a little bit strange happens over the next chord where it goes to an E. Because he plays this. That, let's have a little look at that. So if we're in the key of B minor, chord 4 in the key of B minor is E minor, E, G, B. What notes is Marty playing here? An E, yeah, a G sharp, and then a B. So it's a bit like a minor chord, but instead of the third note being a G, it's a G sharp. So it's a minor chord, but the third is a bit higher. What chord does that make that? That's a major chord, an E major, E, G sharp, B. So something a bit weird going on there. It actually happens over the next chord. Let's have a listen to what he plays over the F sharp. He's playing the F sharp, A sharp, then C sharp. A sharp isn't in the scale of B minor. Something weird going on here. Instead of playing that what should be an F sharp minor arpeggio, you know, it should be that, he's playing an F sharp major arpeggio. That's a bit odd. I'm going to talk about both those chords where he goes from E major to F sharp major. It's a tricky one. Just off the top of my head, I'd be thinking that he's thinking of those as secondary dominants, where you would swap a chord, a minor chord, or well, any chord, and turn it into a dominant chord. But they're missing the seventh, the minor seventh. Dominant chords are root third, fifth, flattened seventh. Over that, it would be more obvious if you played that over the E chord and stuck a D in there. D is the flattened seventh of an E dominant chord. But he doesn't, he just puts the root there instead. The only way I can explain that one away is in two ways. Number one, using secondary dominants without the flattened sevenths, or two, it just sounds cool. Knowing Marty Friedman, he's very clued up on his music theory, so I think there's something more going on that I'm not certain of. I'm not sure, and I'm not certain of it. Then over the last, you know, that's the over that A power chord, he plays this. We're back on nice solid ground here because he's playing an A and then a C sharp and then an E. Okay, so reason one why I think that this is the best shred lick ever recorded is because within it is simplistic music theory, following the chords, arpeggios. Yeah, they slip out of the arpeggio. He slips out of the arpeggio to create interest, but really they're arpeggios, aren't they? They're really strict arpeggios, simplistic, but genius at the same time. Reason number two, I need Paul Gilbert's help here. I need Paul Gilbert to remind everyone about the power of rhythm in writing guitar licks.
When guitar players think about rhythm, they usually think that they've got to play the low strings, and they've got to go chug, 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 and that's rhythm on guitar. But there's rhythm everywhere. You can play rhythm inside your solo. Your solo can have rhythmic content.
That's right, solos can have rhythmic content. What does that mean? Well, Marty Friedman could have just played something like And so on and so on and so on. That is just, what would it be? Semiquavers. 4 notes per click or 4 notes per beat. You could have just done that and it would have sounded cool and shreddy. But he didn't just stop there. He added a little bit of syncopation, but at the very least, a lot of rhythm. Whatever those notes go up into, which sounds cool on its own. That would sound cool clapped. So it's definitely going to sound cool. As notes, when you fill in the gaps of that rhythm, you can hear that there is rhythm, real strong rhythm working as well. Reason number 3, I'm not gonna pretend that this is anything tasteful, cool, or clever. Reason number 3 why I think this is one of the greatest shred licks is it's tough. It's tough and it's fast and it's flashy. Let's all put our hands up in the air and say that that is what a lot of people like on guitar. When we buy our fluorescent yellow Ibanez's and fill them with pink pickups, we like being a little bit flashy. That's all there is to it. The third reason why I think it's one of the best is because it's one of the toughest. Not easy to play that way. You know, I've fluffed it there. It's not an easy guitar lick to play, and I'm playing it a touch slower and a lot sloppier than Marty Friedman can, but I think that's reason enough to put it up there at the top. I don't care how shallow it makes me sound. I'm definitely not one of the feel, you know, it doesn't have any feel. That's not my kind of playing. I like shred and I like no feel. But I know everyone's different and everyone's got different opinions. That's just my opinion on why that's the greatest shred lick. What's yours though? Let me know down there. Yet again, finding simplistic music theory in the most unlikely of sources. I think it's interesting, and it's something that we need to take away from our favourite players' music. Push what you know. Don't necessarily think that you need to keep pushing, learning new crazy exotic scales. I don't really like using the word exotic because it means different things to different people, but let's stick with it. Exotic scales and new sounds. Take what you've got, take that minor pentatonic scale and do new things with it. Give it a go. Anyway, I love music theory and I hope you do too. My name is Anthony Couch and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Let's give this one another go. I'm going to change key. I'm just going to completely change key. I didn't know it was going to be diminished till I played it. Thanks for watching. I'm going to work on that one.